Coach Andy Lynch of the Andover Husky boys program. Andy, two-time defending sectional champion in Section 7. You start your journey again. You're going against Coon Rapids. Mindsets going into sectional play versus regular season. How do you prepare your team for this?
Big things is just make sure that we're healthy for sections. I always see it as 2 seasons. You have your conference play and your regular season, which is kind of for getting ready for sections, and then kind of getting accolades and those types of things, promote your team and get. But then coming into sections, you just want to make sure everybody's healthy and ready to compete, because there's never any gimme games in sections. Everyone comes to battle because it could be anyone's last game, especially seniors. So you got to give it everything you got.
Well, talking about, there's no gimme games. You played Coon Rapids before, tied them 1-1, but really dominated the play. Excellent with, I think you had 5 or 6 off the crossbar. You're offensively, you seem like you were there. What's the message to the team going into today?
Put the ball on goal. Is realistically, you can have as many chances in a game, and the game can be cruel, but if you don't put the ball on net and make the keepers make a save, dominating possession, chances, and everything doesn't mean everything if the ball doesn't go in the back of the net.
So this is your 4th year. Like I mentioned before, 2-time sectional champion. Do you get nervous, and do you feel the butterflies, and how do you get the team amped up as far as this is different? Regular season's over, now it's time to go.
Yeah, I don't really get nervous. I never really did as a player either. It's just, for me, these are the games you want to come out to coach, come out to play. It's just fun, exciting. So I usually, like the night before, I don't sleep much and just ready to go for the day, and excited to get here and get the games going.
Good. Message to the team right before you get on the field today. What's it going to be?
Come out to play hard, take care of the ball, and finish. Put the ball in the back of the net.
Great. Thank you, Coach Lynch. That was Coach Andy Lynch. Coming up next is the kickoff here at Husky Stadium in Andover.
Afternoon and welcome inside Andover Stadium here in Andover, Minnesota. I'm Pete Anderson alongside Jim Childs on QCTV Sports. And Jim, this is a section quarterfinal matchup between the 2 seed Andover Huskies and the Coon Rapids Cardinals are the 7 seed. We've seen this one here before, but we'll talk more about it after this anthem. National anthem there, and Jim, thanks for hustling your way up here from that from that interview on the sideline, and we're excited to have this match here on QCTV Sports. This is a game that you and I called together just about a month ago, September 12th, that 1-1 tie that you referred to with Coach Andy Lynch. teams have kind of had different seasons since that moment, but you see the bracket here. But these teams are both ready to play.
Yeah, they are. And as we look at the bracket right here, the Huskies came in at as a 2 seed. They're playing against Coon Rapids, and Blaine, number 1 seed. This, usually this section, there's a high and a low ceiling. This is really compact right now. Anybody really could walk away with it, probably with the exception of Cambridge Isani. So, all depends on who comes out today. Both teams scored 1 goal last time. The Andover Huskies peppered the goalie and absolutely put dents in every crossbar out there, Pete. I think that's the message is, hey, you guys, let's take it to them early.
Well, shots fired at Cambridge Isani right here early on, taking that out here. Coon Rapids will take the opening half kickoff and get that one set as we're getting ready to go. As you mentioned, that 1-1 tie back on September 12th. Goal scorers for both teams. It was Mitchell Gobranson for the Cardinals that started the scoring off, gave the Cardinals an early 1-0 lead. As we are underway, it's pushed back about 20 yards from midfield. And the Cardinals will press, trying to work their way through the Andover defense on the far side of the field. Andover immediately putting on pressure, and it's taken away, working through the middle, now working backwards, and trying to turn it around, trying to find Schroeder was Hansen.
One of the big differences is Drew Howard, their outstanding sophomore goalie, was in net for Coon Rapids last time. Now Jose Ramirez is out there as Howard is out with an injury.
Howard being out, he logged every single minute of the regular season for the Cardinals. And so Ramirez getting his season debut according to the stat sheet for the Cardinals.
He actually did play against against Champlain Park last week.
Takeaway down inside the 18, just outside the far side, and a centering attempt goes off of Cardinal forward face. Couldn't control. Looks to be okay. That was Amin Aithaju. Near side, Monette pushes ahead for Hagelin. Hagelin's got speed. He works up the left side, inside the box, and a good clear on the backside for the Cardinals. And it'll be the first corner for set piece for the Huskies.
AJ Save with a nice Sav with a excellent defensive play there on one of the top goal scorers for the Huskies. Hagelin has got 5 tallies so far.
It'll be Schroeder on the near side. And a late whistle.
Some instruction, and I don't know what.
And it looks like the keeper's got maybe
earrings
some blood or earrings.
Yeah, I think it's cannot have earrings in. That's one of the equipment deals, and they are they going to have? They're not going to have them come out, I don't believe, are they? So as he comes over. In net for the Huskies is Christian Gunther, the senior. .881 save percentage, 1.18 goals against. He's had a solid senior season. 2-year starter.
I think they're going to actually might.
Yeah, they're going to have him come out for until the next whistle. For improper, I'm wondering if they don't give him a card too for having improper equipment.
So coming in is going to be Kevin Larson off the bench, throwing on the blue hoodie. Has to be a different color to mark him as a protected player inside the box. So Kevin Larson's going to line up here for this corner. Schroeder's ready to put his right foot into it. When we saw them last, they did attempt a couple of clears or quick passes. This time they send it in. It's headed off on the near side post. Good play on the back end for the Cardinals defense. Here comes Ramirez back in. Larson survives.
The collective sigh probably from his parents and him, probably pretty deep.
I don't even think he put the mitts on.
No, he did not.
Off the throw in, it was a takeaway, but it'll trickle out of bounds on the near side. That'll go to Coon Rapids for a throw.
For the Cardinals, look out for number 10, Adam Kish. He'll play defensively and he'll play up. He's got 9 goals so far this season.
Leading goal scorer for the Cardinals is Kish. Hagelin in a battle, and it's taken away. We're going to have a foul at about the 30-yard mark. About 32 yards out on the near side. And it'll be Schroeder again.
Another set piece. This is early on. 2 set pieces. Now Huskies need to capitalize.
Right into that sun as well. Not an easy task for either side to track this one. The official moves the Cardinals' wall of defenders back a couple of yards. Schroeder. Low bouncing ball through that, around that wall. And Ramirez comes out, catches it on the second hop, sliding into it, using his body to protect. Nearly a misplay that Hagelin was chomping at the bit to go and get. This one will be sent out. It'll be another throw in, this one for the Huskies. And this is where Hagelin can take over a game. He's got that ability to put a long throw in into that box. And with that sun kind of bearing down from our backs here behind the press box, this is a really, really tough thing for a goaltender to see.
Absolutely, and like you said, he's just got a massive throw. Watch this.
And the wind gets a hold of that a little bit, pushes it beyond the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for Ramirez and the Cardinals.
Both teams in the first quarter or first half, not huge scoring. 7 goals for each team in the first half so far this season. Coon Rapids has let in 11, and the Huskies have allowed 3.
We talked about Christian Gunther, as this will be thrown in for the Huskies. Nicholas Brown with the throw in. This is going to come all the way down. Picked up inside the box by Ramirez, and he'll work his way back towards center field. Drop kick that's going to sail all the way beyond midfield. Attempted to be played. Instead, it's going to be pushed ahead. That was Kish that was trying to spring himself. Good job on the Huskies defense. Keeping position and keeping him and his powerful leg at bay. Kish again knocks it down, marked by Brown. Worku starts it back the other way. Back and forth play right at midfield. And go Branson, that big cast. Remember that from a month ago. The cast has not gotten any smaller.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Long pass ahead, working for Jarju. Jarju gets taken all the way down to the goal line. Good job there by Landon Fogarty, just blocking off the opportunity for Jarju to make a play on the ball. It goes out of bounds, and it's a goal kick for Gunther.
Yeah, that front line is dangerous, especially when you start looking at just the size and speed. A case up for the Cardinals. Really good size up front. He's got 5 goals so far. Number 7.
Cardinals throw in just on their side of midfield, comes in, and now the takeaway. McCoy sent it forward. Now it'll be played back and ahead. Grady Monette could not control. Working back is Mustafa Bojang. Cardinals being very patient, methodical when they try and push the ball upfield, and foul called behind the play after that one was kicked away. And it looks like Gunther's going to come all the way up. And the foul was called behind by Bojang after that that forward pass. Gunther just now he'll reset for the free kick. 5 yards shy of midfield. Big boot right down the middle, looking for some help. Tipped, and it's put in on the near side. Dylan Schroeder puts the Huskies up in the 9th minute. Schroeder, his 6th on the season, first of the postseason.
Well, that was an opportunistic goal. Great job. Goodbye, Hunter. Lands right about right inside the 18. Ramirez just tips it away on a great header. That's
Hagelin.
That was Hagelin. And Johnny on the spot, or Schrader on the spot, is Dylan, and he puts it in for the first goal. Always looking for your leadership of your seniors, and 3 seniors involved with that play.
Gunther with the big boom right beyond, just shy of center or midfield. And the quick header that goes on net. That was an unbelievable control of first touch off of that free kick. And Schroeder gets the rebound off of the save and buries it.
It's really too bad that you don't get 2 assists, because, to be honest, that play really started with Gunther's excellent, placement of that free kick.
And, goes back to the foul behind the play, behind the ball. That sets up the Huskies. McCoy threads the needle, finds Hagelin. Hagelin still working. He's being marked closely, primarily by Worku. Worku puts a charge, through ball ahead. Gunther going to come out and get it. It's free, and it'll go in. The Cardinals answer.
That was Kish.
Right away, and Adam Kish gets set up with a good one-touch through ball, and about a minute later, 1 minute and 8 seconds or so.
A good through ball. Here's Kish. Kish is a great finisher, according to his coach. Had no time and no angle, and able to just get that right outside of his foot as that goes in and past Mutomba. And Gunther, what an answer.
The goal for Kish, his 10th on the season. Worku, his 2nd assist of the season. We're back underway. Caden Hansen has it on his right foot, sends it ahead for Monette. Monette backs out of trouble, and now will send it through the middle. Hagelin working. Good takeaway, and now sends it in, a save made by Ramirez.
Well, it kind of looked like an innocent shot initially, but it was well directed. Just about got past Ramirez.
High, soaring drop kick that comes all the way out to midfield, and the Cardinals will bounce right back. Bouncing ball comes to Okoye near the sideline. Still working through Gulbranson for the Cardinals, and that will finally go out, and it'll be a Cardinals throw-in.
You can see the speed of Kish on the outside there. He does know what he's doing out there, and I think the coach Matt Blackberry was excited about was the fact that he's just a sophomore.
Kish with the touch just before Gunther could get there, redirect it just enough to get behind the veteran keeper, and ties the game here at 1 apiece, which is what that previous matchup ended in. Yeah. We will not have that score here tonight. The overtime and subsequent PKs, if necessary, for section tournament play. They took that away for regular season, but now it's just you play your full time and that's it. Gunther puts it out into space for Fogarty. Fogarty chases it down and sends it ahead for Schroeder. Looks like he got tripped up a little bit, wasn't able to get in front, and it causes a turnover. The Cardinals will turn it back the other way. Mustafa Bojang works through the middle. One touch by Mutamba. Couldn't corral it for the Huskies, and the Cardinals still working inside Huskies territory, finding their spacing. Mutombo, excuse me, heads that one out of the dangerous area, but it's still on the foot of Cardinals players. Working through Akasep, near side, and that's an offside on Tamzir Jarju.
Yeah, nice little back heel from Akasep. Yeah, trying to get it over, and Jarju just a couple of steps ahead of the line.
1-1 in the 13th minute. Gunther puts a charge from the box. It's chested by Keegan Anderson and played ahead. Worku sends it again. Here's Kish once again, and that one is going to go off of Mutamba's foot, and it'll be a corner for the Cardinals.
Well, if you're the Cardinals, you want to get it to Kish as much as you can. I mean, you can see right there he is extraordinarily sound on the outside and he just causes havoc.
It'll be Mustafa Bojang, midfielder, freshman midfielder. And he'll pass it out, create a different angle, charged. And that one misses high and wide. It hits the scoreboard post.
So the Huskies defense would love to see them when that comes up is to just move out to almost around the 18. There was kind of some lagging on that, create an offsides immediately.
Directed out. Hansen will quickly throw it in for Monette. Monette has position, trying to get it ahead for Hagelin, but Hagelin might be offside, so good hold there by Monette. Now makes a good move, gets to the left foot, inside the box, and they're going to call that a foul on Monette inside the box. It'll be Coon Rapids being able to turn this one around after a dangerous play and a great move, great offensive move there by Monette.
Really just strong on the defense. Is
that
AJ
last
saying.
Contact is what's going to draw it from Monette. Back on the other end, it's Gunther. Under a little bit of pressure, finds Hagelin streaking, and now it's on the near side. Oliver Jarson, one touch ahead, and Monette loses his footing a little bit on this turf. Coon Rapids will try and turn this the other way. Here comes Akasep.
I don't know how many quarterfinals we've had where the weather has been this nice this late in the year.
Jim, I'm going to ask you not to jinx it.
All right. Well, I better knock on some wood. But it's fantastic tonight.
This is well, we've been lucky here the last couple of weeks with some excellent weather, above average temperatures. But the great part about having the above average temps is no humidity here this late in the season. Big charge again, another one touch into the box, and Ramirez reaches a little bit behind his body to get that as
Caden Hansen.
Caden Hansen was bearing down on him, and if that one scooted free, he was going to tap it in to give the Huskies another lead, and that was very similar to the goal. That Hagelin, just a nice, easy one touch off the back of his dome.
And again, Caden Hansen just there. He scored. He was the goal scorer against Coon Rapids in the regular season.
That he was. Utamba works past Kish. Now going to try and send it ahead. Instead, he'll give off for Weiss.
Good one touch.
Schroeder works to Hagelin in the middle. Near side, Monette will send it to the open area. This is Jarson. Jarson works through the middle. He's got Hansen, but he's going to try and take it himself, and he gets sent to the deck. No foul, but it's a quick throw in for the Huskies. Hagelin working through traffic, and that one rolls harmlessly into the oven mitts of Jose Ramirez.
Jackson Young back on the back line has done a nice job being able to just know where Hagelin's been at and shadow him. They don't want to lose to the top goal scorer.
And Young, a senior, Hagelin to senior. You figure they've played each other a couple of times.
Probably.
Has that knowledge of his go-to moves, his where he's strong, where he might be. I don't want to say it's a weakness with Hagelin's game. It just maybe not as strong.
There were a ton of them in the press box.
And that one is
Like
handled out of bounds on the Coon Rapids side. A quick throw in by Brown. Finds Schroeder's outstretched foot. And Schroeder will push back for Fogarty. Fogarty tries to bend this one ahead for Caden Hansen, but it's beyond his reach and goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Coon Rapids. Up the near side. Headed out by Fogarty, but it's Gulbranson taking it and pushing it through around the far side for Kish. Kish working on Brown and gives it up quickly for Gulbranson. And a play on call by the official on there. Bouncing ball, and Hansen just works his way through, chips it ahead, trying to find Okoye. And we're going to have a foul just on the plus side of the field for the Huskies. Hansen draws that with some good effort and physical play through two Coon Rapids bodies.
Oh, we're going to have I think we're going to have a card given out. He said something. Hansen created that goal in the first game against these two, but he is a hustle player. And discussion continuing with number 3, the captain, Keegan Anderson. Gunther again. See if they three times the charm.
This time he goes to the far right side. Quick header, finds Hagelin. He puts a shot on that's deflected in front. Another opportunity, kick towards the middle. Here's it from short side. Grady Manette wheels around and puts it in. The Huskies back on top by 1. 19th minute.
Well, one thing that Coach Lynch talked about in the pregame was, hey, let's get pucks on net. Get the ball on the goalkeeper. And, boy, shot after shot, point-blank range, Monette buries it.
Off of another free kick from right around that midfield area, set up by Gunther. And that one had a little bit more action between the free kick and it going in, but ultimately it was Grady Monette twirling his body and putting the left foot, finding the right side of that net. And that goal for Grady is his 8th of the season. That's a team high.
Well, you know, he had Caden Hansen on the far side there. If for some reason the defensive collapses on him, Hansen was just hanging out waiting if that ball got passed.
Hansen tries to thread that needle, but it takes a favorable bounce for the Huskies, and Monette Lost it just momentarily, enough for AJ's save to get over and clear it, and it'll be a Huskies throw in on the near side. Big throw in by Hagelin, finds the Husky
offside
on the end line, and offside is the call right there.
I think if he let that go, that would have been that would have been a corner. He wouldn't have touched it.
Right to Schroeder, 30 yards out. One touch by Hagelin, trying to spring Schroeder, and smartly picked up on by the Coon Rapids defense. Again, that was AJ Sauv. Shoulder thrown into, I believe that was Hagelin.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a throw in, but.
Yeah, Gail Brunson kind of leveled like a linebacker hit onto Hagelin.
Schroeder with the throw in, far side. He's going to give for Hagelin. He's able to get past the defense, gets it near side. Centering attempt, free. Caden Hansen gets saved by Ramirez. Another opportunity, and there Ramirez jumps on top. Hansen on the near side got it off of his foot, and it seemed to float in the air for about a second and a half before Ramirez was able to get a hand on it.
It was like a changeup in baseball where it just kind of, it's kind of tricky.
You alluded to it in your pregame interview with the head coach Andy Lynch. The Huskies, when they first matched up, had so many opportunities to take a big lead in that game, but they hit crossbar after crossbar. Schroeder had at least two. Hansen, I know, had one. Monette had another. And opportunities like that, they've been fortunate enough to put two in right now, but those are going to be the opportunities that, if this score stays the same, are going to be the opportunities that they think back about. Rare mistake there by Fogarty, losing it in his own end. Now he's marking, and it'll be a throw in for the Cardinals. Good job by Fogarty regrouping and being able to mark the body of Tamzir Jarju.
Yeah, just like that. It looked like they'd done a nice job of reversing field and just lost it on the left foot.
Jarju works the goal line, gives off. Jarju back to Akasa, right on the goal line. Out back for Anderson. Anderson centers to nobody, and Schroeder will clear it all the way back on the near side for Jackson Young, just on the plus side of the 50. Or I suppose we should say 60. Cleared out. Hagelin going to race over to try and beat Jackson Young to it. And Young will force Hagelin to circle him twice. Monette really wanted to step in front of that one and get something going. Young takes the angle on the far side. Hagelin, knowing Hagelin wanted to turn right there. Mutombo will kick it all the way back for Gunther inside the box.
Now that Young-Hagelin matchup is it's pretty interesting. It's a good battle up front.
It's a chess match, as you can see, as anytime there's a play approaching, the body position between the two of them is constant jockeying. Near side.
Yep.
Working to find Jarju. Jarju works back to the middle. Jarson recovers and gets a deflection with some help with Fogarty. And it'll be a goal kick for the Huskies.
Entering the game for the Huskies, number 20, Zayden Mensa.
Zayden Mensa will enter, the freshman for the Huskies. And Collison Okoye will come off. So we saw earlier in the season, both in this the earlier matchup against Coon Rapids and against Champlin, where Okoye would start the half as one of the defenders and then move to be one of the forwards. And this time he started out as a midfielder.
Yeah, he's a talented sophomore. He's just he's a talented player. He can play both back and front. Just about at 15 minutes. Sorry, we'll keep you updated on the time as
our graphics going through a little bit of a bug, but we'll keep efforting on that. A couple of ricochets, but it'll come out, and it'll be a Coon Rapids throw-in. Branson passes back, and it's off the mark. Couldn't be controlled by Austin Hacker. Now the Huskies quickly turn it back in. Hagelin has it come off of his body, and it'll be played now by Jackson Young across. Played forward. And now outside. Cardinals trying to press the perimeter. And that's going to work its way all the way past the goal line. Gunther watches it.
Andover goal kick.
And he'll set up for a goal kick inside his.
You wonder how many miles that Gunther puts on as a goalkeeper during the game. He is active. We've seen him all the way up at half.
Well, he's been a part of both of the Huskies' goals thus far, starting them off of set pieces, free kicks, right around midfield. Hansen turns the corner, tries to get around with the left, works back towards the middle, and draws the foul. Yeah, he bodied up on Austin Hacker when Hacker took away his space.
It wasn't intentional. It was just trying to move, and Hacker got in the way. Hacker got hacked.
Young will charge this across, and it's taken away quickly by Grady. Monette trying to spring Hagelin around the corner. And this should be a corner. And it will be.
Well, Monette will take it. Let's see where everyone ends up. Fogarty goes up.
So Monette is going to line up. Schroeder over there as well. This is typically the time where they'll do a quick one-touch and then try and set up a play. The Cardinals are setting up differently with Branson and Kish both marking Schroeder as he'll work now back towards the front side post. Monette puts a charge in it, goes long all the way onto the far side, racing after it. Good save there by Hagelin to keep it in play. He'll come back on the near side, going for the header. Going up and get that was Branson. Now it's on Kish's foot. And he'll send it ahead for Noah Akasip. Akasip waits for his teammates to come back into the play. Good turn and fire for the Huskies and Ethan Weiss.
Yeah, that could have turned out nasty, but good job defensively.
Hagelin's cross is headed off the mark, but still controlled by Schroeder. Now Weiss trying to get some speed and create some separation. Instead, he'll dish back on the backside for Brown. Curls that one in, and too far up the ladder for Caden Hansen. He'll go into the corner. Trying to draw another corner kick, and a good play there by the Cardinals inside their box. Still free right at the top of the 18. Young works it around, and this one comes through on the far side post. Good jiving save there by Jose Ramirez. Still free, and it'll be a Huskies throw in. Far side, Hagelin's racing over. He's making sure everybody knows this one's mine. This is my job. Another sub here for the Huskies. It's Grant Johnson coming in, and will replace Ethan Weiss. Hagelin all the way back in lane 1 at the start of the 200. He'll work. Near side toss in, and it's a goal! A tip in. Caden Hansen heads it in, and it's 3-1 here in the 30th minute.
Well, that's 3 set pieces that the Huskies have scored on. Hansen, just great positioning, and what a throw by Hagelin. I mean, to be able to toss it from the sideline, and you see right there, just a quick redirection, and Ramirez just sneaks underneath his arm.
Just enough of a touch. I barely glanced off of Caden's forehead, but it redirects just enough to fool Jose Ramirez in net and gives the Huskies a 2-goal lead.
Well, Hagelin, that's his second assist. And neither one have been off the foot. One off the head and one off throw-in.
Just like Yadrada. Yeah. And Hagelin with the tire, it takes it away. Works right down the middle. Young pressing and redirects the shot that was going to go on goal. Instead, it'll be another corner kick for the Huskies. They've had 5 set pieces thus far, and they have 3 goals.
Yeah, that's a pretty good average. Above average. So, see if it's a quick touch.
Monette and Schroeder. Right there in the corner. 2 Cardinals to mark. Schroeder puts a big leg into it. Headed back towards the net. Hagelin there. It's still free. And Hansen still bubbling around. And another goal!
I think that's Mensah.
Zayden Mensah! His second of the season. It wasn't the first try. It wasn't the second try. I don't even think it was the third try. I think that was the 4th attempt. And Zayden Mensah's getting carried off the field here in the 31st minute.
So it goes, I think it was Hansen that got it. So it goes, Hansen gets
from
it
his
over.
backside, another
from
deflection.
His backside, and right through the wicket.
That's just some awesome touches inside the 6-foot box from Hansen, from Hagelin, and then finally Mensah that puts it through the wickets right in between the legs of Jose Ramirez. He had just enough on it to make sure that the slight deflection that Ramirez put on it wasn't going to make the save.
A 4-1 lead in the first half, and you think about the Huskies have scored, according to the statistics we have, only 7 goals in the first half this season.
Well, there's 9 minutes and change here left in this one. There's a centering opportunity, cleared out, and quickly Jackson Young striding out, pushing that's Sauv with those long strides that pushed it all the way out to midfield, but it's now back on the Coon Rapids side. This is Jackson Young. He'll put a charge into it. Going up the ladder was Oliver Jarson to push that the other way. Goal Branson. I think we're going to have 5 straight head touches before somebody's foot got it. Mutamba. What do you think? Goal Branson with a header. Sent over into the sideline, and the Cardinals are able to still keep the pressure on, and it's Mutamba that's able to take it away. Good touch on the far sideline. Long left-footed kick that's headed away by Jackson Young, marking Hagelin. Center fullback playing for the Cardinals, his senior leader.
He's also a heck of a basketball player. He's going to play at Concordia next year.
And personally, I will say his dad is the reason I'm a coach today.
Really?
Absolutely. John Young was an excellent coach at Coon Rapids, and got to let him know that the last time I saw him here at when Coon Rapids played against Andover. That'll be a corner kick for the Cardinals.
It'll be the second corner kick. Cardinals need to at least see if they can put some pressure on Gunther. Gunther really has only had 1 shot on him, and that was one that got past him.
through a mess of bodies, and then another charge. I believe that was Hacker that found a seam, but Gunther saw it clean the whole way and wraps it up. Drop kick coming. Sailing. Good play on the far side. Cardinals will start it the other way. Working through traffic. Fogarty with the takeaway. Now he'll work to open space. And a good touch there by Jarju. Sends it all the way down outside the box, and it'll go for a goal kick for the Christian Gunther, and Fogarty's down.
Looks like he was coming out anyways. He just kind of dropped right on the sideline.
Entering the game for the Huskies, number 5, Ethan Weiss.
Weiss back
And
in.
number 4, Blake Stocky.
And Blake Stocky also checking in. Schroeder comes off as well as Fogarty. Jarson works through traffic, finds Monette, turns through the middle, and he's got a lane. He's going to keep working and pressing. Turns off of Sav and still finding space. Finds near side for Stocky. Stocky works back, and offsides is the call.
What a run by Monette. Monette's great job of just being able to get halfway down the field.
I think he might have covered probably about 70 yards between the obviously the north-south distance as well as a little bit of east-west hash to hash here on the football field. Free kick for the Cardinals right at midfield. Or I guess they'll just on the plus side of midfield. And it looks to be, it'll be Sav, I believe. Sets it up for a left-footed drive. Right down the middle, looking and tracking it the whole way. Good job. Right down the middle was Monette. Takeaway by Sav, and he'll put another drive down the middle. Jarson goes up, and we're going to call that
A goal kick.
a goal kick.
Re-entering the game for the Cardinals, number 17, Omar Warku.
Omar Worku, freshman, comes in for the Cardinals. Under 5 to play here in this first half. Huskies leading by a score of 4-1. Gunther puts a charge on it. Good header, moving it forward towards Hagelin by Hansen. Hagelin still working on it. He's marked by a couple of different Cardinals players and still comes away with it somehow because he's Nathan Hagelin and that's what he does. Still working through. How silly would he make us look with that soccer ball?
Well,
very. I mean,
we
he's
would
a magician.
be injured. One of us would be injured
That's true.
just by trying to keep up
I
with
think
him.
I'd be injured just watching it.
Blow out an Achilles and an ACL at the same time. That would be disastrous.
Great move there by Weiss. Working through the contact and getting it out of a plus position for the Cardinals. Weiss again with some good footwork, working around that contact. Hansen sets up for Mensah. Mensah works to Monette, trying to work it to the outside. Good play there by Anthony Sav, and he'll turn it the other way for the Cardinals. Through ball finds its way onto Jarju, still free. Gunther goes in and slide tackle inside the 18. That one came off strong with the contact of Gunther and Jarju meeting at the ball. Had some good knuckle spin as it worked towards the stands here on the west side of the stadium.
And I think you could, if you catch it, you keep it, right? If it gets into the stands.
I believe they banished that rule back in '87, Jim.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you're
well,
aging.
I graduated in '86, so I can understand why I'd missed that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not 1886, 1986, Pete.
Right, correct. Free kick. And Gunther's not going to take this one. That might be the question for Coach Lynch that we can ask is where is the divide? How far is too far for Gunther to come up and take that free kick? Left-footed kick towards the goal, and it'll come free on the near side. This is Stocky. Stocky works back, trying to find something through center, and
another offsides. Stocky again. Well, that didn't look like he. Well, we've got a different angle, but it certainly was close.
Late call regardless. And
Coach Lynch wants an explanation, I believe. So Coach Lynch, 4 years, this is his 4th year in sections, 2-time defending section champion. Know what that feels like at all, Coach?
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Motherfucker. It'll come back in a couple seconds.
That's what a move. Works towards the middle and loses it. And I think we're back. Audio at least. And we'll have a corner kick. Zayden Mensah with some good moves.
Yeah, for a freshman Mensah, I tell you what, he's not physically intimidated when he gets around some of these seniors. And I got a couple of senior lines out there that are good size for
Good to see Fogarty back out on the pitch. And it looks like it's going to be Monette taking this corner. In about 30 seconds, keeps this one low and draws another corner.
He's got to hustle a little bit.
And
we're down under about almost 20 seconds.
And this one he puts a little more height on, and it was Fogarty with the header that redirected. Now Hagelin through traffic, and this should be another corner if we can hustle. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Stocky racing for it, putting it out, hand up. Here we go, kick into the middle, and a drive that finds its way through, and that one is not going to count. Mutamba wanted that one, but it's just a split second too late. The Huskies' offensive surge here in this first half, Jim. 4-1. Andover really bringing the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And no crossbars so far. Yes, Andover's been able to finish. One thing that Coach Lynch talked about was, hey, listen, let's make our own opportunities, and they did, especially 3 coming off set pieces.
We'll be back with second half action here in this Section 7 3A quarterfinal matchup. It's the Huskies leading by a score of 4-1 over conference and section opponent Coon Rapids Cardinals.
The Andover Community Center. A beautifully renovated building is ready for your next adventure.
So yeah, we're coming up on our 20th anniversary here later this summer. For the ice arena, the facility as a whole, including the YMCA, opened, it'll be 20 years next summer. But yeah, early on in the planning process, the city got together with the YMCA and formed a partnership. So not only do we have our gymnasiums and the 2 ice rinks and walking track, multiple community rooms that are all operated by the city, but then the YMCA has all the fitness, the studios, the pools, obviously all those programs that YMCAs do, and I think it's fair to say it's been a very successful partnership here for coming up on 20 years.
From the growing popularity of pickleball to the walking track, the Andover Community Center offers plenty of activities to suit your needs.
Yeah, so just to hear about 4 years ago, we did a big expansion, added our second sheet of ice, which includes a walking track on the second level, added another gymnasium, multiple community rooms again. But yeah, again, going back to maybe the early folks that designed the building before I was here, you're right, we get a lot of compliments. The black concrete floors, all of the wood beams, all the woodwork through the building. We work really hard as a staff to maintain all these spaces. We took opportunity here this spring actually to do a fair amount of updates. Going on 20 years, it was time to refinish floors and do a lot of painting and that type of stuff. But yeah, it's certainly a beautiful building. You know, we take a lot of pride in the community center here. It's a beautiful facility. I would encourage anybody that's maybe not made it in here to just stop in, visit our information desk. We can take you on a tour. Be happy to show you all of the schedules, all the activities, and really just all the opportunities that the community center has, both for residents and non-residents. Also, our partnership with the Y. You can stop and visit their desk, talk about Y memberships and all the great programs they run as well. So definitely come and see us. Fun Fest is coming up here in just a few weeks, and that's a great opportunity if you're going to be on the grounds for Andover Fun Fest. Make your way over to the community center. It's a good spot to come cool off a little bit, grab some concessions, whatever you need, and come visit us.
Here with head coach Tom DeVellis of the Andover Huskies. Coach, 2 section championships last year, the semifinals. This year, you know, you've got to kind of reset and get back into it. 33-6 in your first 5 years here. Pretty impressive record. Now it's all washed away, and you've got to start at 0-0 again. How do you get your team to kind of get back into, hey, this is football and we're 0-0. It's not last year.
Yeah, well, you know, Andover's had great tradition. So prior to me, Coach Wilkie did a great job of having a program built on a tradition of hard work, and what we did on the field, you know, from last year to the next year, kids understand, like, every year's different, but at the same point, like, we understand the tradition and what it means for us to keep building this every single year. And so, you know, the exciting part is that we can hang our hats a little bit on what we did last year for a quick breath, and then after that, it's reality of 2024. And but I feel like kids are hungry. They enjoyed what they saw from last year. The kids coming back really enjoyed where we finished last year, and so, you know, they want to make sure that we try and get back there as best we can.
What are some of the keys with the younger guys to make sure that they're able to understand what the game plan is and understand the speed of the game and varsity?
I think a big thing is just building their confidence, like in practice, giving them all the rah-rah and like hyping them up, giving them all that mojo, helping them get better. Great.
So, you know, you're one of the leaders of the team as far as tackle for losses and a career leader with that. I want to ask you, when you get a chance, you're playing everybody you played last year in the regular season. What team defensively can you not wait to play?
West, for sure, Mankato West. That's who I played best against last year, and I can't wait to play them again.
I'm surprised it wasn't Elk River.
Oh, Elk River's a good one too. I get a lot of tackles against them.
Well, good. Well, Bubba, hey, wish you the best this year, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'm here with senior captain Sam Audette. Sam, big year this year. You're planning to be kind of a hybrid between the tight end, wide receiver, and possibly on the line as well. What's the secret to the Andover success as far as offense and your leadership within that team?
Yeah, I really try to be cool with everybody. Like the linemen, I'm great friends with all the linemen, and then the receivers, I've grown up with all of them. So just being really cool with everybody, having good relationships, that definitely transfers onto the field.
Going into this season, last year you were the pup. You were the only junior. Everything else was a senior. This year you're the senior. You've got some new folks that you've got to kind of get rolling on. What are you telling these guys as they're fighting for positions and trying to get to that level that where you were last year?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think everyone's just putting in the work, putting in the effort. just trying to keep them motivated. And I mean, we lost some size, obviously, but I think we replaced it with some really skillful, smart guys, smart players that are ready to get at it and make some moves.
Well, good. One of the questions that I always want to ask linemen: pass or run? What do you like most?
I like our pass play. I like pass. Get to turn it into a run too, so it's fun. I like that.
Well, good, great. Now, your brothers also have played. You're kind of a legacy name here.
Yeah.
Are there, you were able to get to the semis last year. Anything with your family that you can kind of hold over their head now that you were able to get to U.S. Bank?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a cool opportunity to play there. I mean, we were at U.S. Bank and they didn't make it, so it's always kind of fun to tease them a little bit, and it's always great to tease your brothers a little bit. So yeah, it's fun.
Well, good. Holden, I hope you have a great season. Thanks again for joining us here. If you had a tunnel screen at the 50-yard line, or you had a post pattern at the 50-yard line, and you scored a touchdown, which one would you vote for?
Definitely tunnel screen. Make a few guys miss and maybe hit a little celebration going to the end zone.
Well, that's great. And so this year you've got a schedule. You're playing the same teams again that you played last year. Just mere schedule. You're going to be at theirs, and they're going to be at yours this year. Who are you looking forward to playing the most?
I'd have to say Elk River. It's always a good competition, good game. It's exciting. It's the best fan show out. They're good. They're going to be better this year. So it should be a good game.
Here with defensive coordinator Ken Weichel. Ken, historic run last year. You able to get to the semifinals, first time in Husky history. Yeah. And this year you got to kind of reset, and there are some expectations. I'm sure that kids come in thinking that they'll be able to walk into the bank this year again. What's the message to get everybody back to ground zero?
Yeah, one of the things we always remind them with is that team was that team. You're a new team. There's a lot of new pieces coming into play. We're just looking to get better every day at what we do, and that's move fast, get lined up, change the picture for a lot of the offenses we're going to see, and just play as fast as we can and understand the concepts that we have in place. So I think it's just getting them to reset, and just everything is new, everything's different. Even if you were here before, we need you to reset and start anew. It's a new team, it's a new game. We got to get ready to go.
Back to Husky Stadium here at Andover High School. I'm Pete Anderson alongside Jim Childs on QCTV Sports. It's the Section 7 3A quarterfinal matchup. Andover the 2 seed over Coon Rapids the 7 seed. 4-1 after the first half, and here's the recap from the first half. Jim, it was Andover taking advantage early off some set pieces.
Yeah, right here you can see Gunther getting it over to Schrader. It goes off of Haugland's head and over to Schrader, scores 9 minutes. And like 30 seconds later, Adam Kish with an outstanding goal, getting charged by Gunther, able to get the goal. Andover answers. Yeah, about 10 minutes later, goal by Monette. Beautiful goal by Monette. Another set piece. Goal, this time by Hansen, off a throw-in by Haugland. And here, final goal, another set piece. Hansen gets it over to Mensa, good pinballs and around, and like a ping pong ball is in there, and that's where we stand 4-1 after one half.
Teams have switched sides, and Huskies getting ready, and Hagelin will kick it back for Monette. Monette charges that with the left ahead for Okoye, and it goes off of his back. Out of bounds, throw in quickly for Coon Rapids. In that first half, Jim, it was Coon Rapids kind of feeling out, very patient for both sides for about the first 5-6 minutes, and then the set pieces for the Huskies took over. Here's an opportunity on the right side, getting inside the 18, turning left-handed, left-footed off the crossbar. Good look there for the Cardinals right out of the gate for Tamzir Jarju, looking for his 5th goal. Instead, he'll be sitting on 4.
Yeah, nice job to cut it back, goes to the left foot. And off the crossbar, the next goal scored will probably either increase the intensity or deflate the game, and Coon Rapids has to score. The next goal has to come from Coon Rapids if they want to stay in it.
Trailing by 3 here, and quick free kick ahead. This finds Jarju again. Far side, headed in. There's another opportunity, and Gunther sniffs that one out. He was able to follow the deflections in Noah Kossip's attempt. He's able to cradle that one in neatly. Schrader will throw in on the near side, right in front of the Coon Rapids bench. Sauv sends it, and Fogarty is going to get a running start into that one, and off of the head of the Cardinals defender, Okoye quickly tosses in for Hagelin. Hagelin can't get around, and another throw-in. Official right there. The linesman says no foul play on. And Hagelin will get a deep breath.
Well,
walk right in front of our camera.
And a good throw-in opportunity again. Another set piece.
Eamon, near side post, goes right in towards the middle, just inside, near the 6. Not quite there, but it comes free onto Monette's foot. Comes through to Fogarty. He's going to try and work through traffic. Play on, says the official. Jarju got away with a little bit of contact. Hansen works through traffic, and Ramirez drops down to a knee and vacuums that one up. Quickly rolls it out onto the far side for Jackson Young.
Hansen just looked like he hit the ground before he hit the ball. Didn't get quite what he wanted on it.
Brown nullifies that push, kicks it out, but it'll be a throw-in for Coon Rapids. Mutamba. Good footwork, and is able to take it away, and still trying to get it around Worku. Unsuccessfully, and Young pushes that ahead. 40 yards out, and the Cardinals just can't maintain pressure or can't turn the corner against this Huskies defense. Huskies with that 3-goal lead know that they get to play a little bit more conservative, and that touch, unfortunate, turns it over. Huskies will throw in from the plus side of the field.
I think Coach Lentz wants the same level of intensity at going at the goals. I think that's kind of the feeling I got from the interview is, hey, don't let up. Let's keep trying to score. That's our best defense is a good offense.
Foul on the far side. I believe that's Jarson that's going to get called, and we'll have.
Oh, wow. Way back.
Free kick from about 54 yards out on the white. Left-footed kick high in the air all the way down into the 6, and a two-handed punch by Christian Gunther gets it out of that danger area. And turning the other way, Hagelin's going to be on the run. Chasing after it on the Cardinal side is Young. And he'll turn, and it'll go out. Throw in, Okoye.
Well, good job by Hagelin just to keep the pressure on. That turnover really is from him.
Monette works through traffic. Still working for it, and it'll be cleared out. Another throw in. And Hagelin.
Monette's ability to get through traffic and keep the ball, even though that it's been touched, keep it in front of him and keep it is amazing. He's excellent in tight spots.
Hagelin 1 assist on a throw in today. Throws it. Good header going up for Wisgel. Branson able to get that one cleared out. Finds Jarju on the far side. He's trying to put the pressure on Jarson. Works to the middle to get away, and now chips it to open space. And it's a race here for Brown, who, again, wisely just gets it out of the way and allows the Huskies defense to get back and get their spacing. Throwing in here is Amin Haju. Worku has it taken away by Nicholas Brown. Monette gets it out into a little bit safer area where Schrader will gather time and space, and a good through ball there for Monette. Oh, correction, that was Grant Johnson. Schrader dribbles a little bit too much and loses it. Turning and firing, trying to get a through ball, and read well by Gunther on the backside.
What a great, good through ball by Adam Kish, right on to Worku, just a bit hard. Great and intentionally aggressive is Gunther back there.
Goldbranson will throw ahead into that one, and somehow stays in. Fogarty works for it, gets his feet taken out, looking for a foul.
Oh, I think we're going to have a card. I think Akesop said something to the official, the linesman, and my guess is it was not something that was appreciated.
Gunther's already up on the
right there,
35, ready for the free kick. Linesman having an extended conversation now with the official. And
nothing. Huh.
Fogarty and Akasa continuing the conversation themselves. Long push on that free kick. Ball still free, and now it's sent to the Husky side. Matamba misplays it, but he'll be able to regroup. Gets it to Gunther. Has to make Kish miss. And gets it ahead. Good touch there by Jarson to get it out of the even more dangerous area. And now a takeaway. Through ball. Setting it here for Okoye. Okoye trying to get to the spot. And Jose Ramirez there a second ahead of time. Hagelin with a good hustle on the near side. It'll be a throw in for the Cardinals.
Carlson Okoye, just, man, he is so fast and just creates a mismatch problem. Only a sophomore.
Fun to watch he is, and his ability to play as a forward and a defender. Here he goes again. He's getting sprung into that box, and he's just a step behind Ramirez. Being aggressive and not hesitating. Like to see that, especially from a keeper with not much experience here this year. Touched ahead for the Cardinals. Jarju trying to get around Jarson, and it's Fogarty that goes up and pushes the other way. Okoye through traffic. Hagelin draws the touch off of Ait Haju, and it'll be a throw in for the Huskies.
He's got a good motor, doesn't he? He's just always hustling when he has a chance to get to the ball.
Never a dull moment with Nathan Hagelin on the field. Brown throws in for Hagelin. What a touch. Gets around the defender. Now we'll just send this one towards the far post. Hansen gathers, turns around, and he's marked quickly by Young. Weiss has it back on his foot. Centers. Monette for Hansen, and he doinks that one through the uprights. Like to see that on
Friday nights, right?
Friday night.
Which he's done
He
very
has
successfully so far this season.
And just one miss, and that was with a botched snap. That one was not on cadence. So he's, let's just for all intents and purposes say he's perfect. Weiss, he'll put a boot into that one and has a little bit too much cross. And we'll have the goal kick for the senior keeper, Jose Ramirez. Fogarty goes to the far side for Hansen. Touch off the forehead. Young controls and pushes it the other way. This is Keegan Anderson for the Cardinals. Anderson gets through a couple of bodies. Now he'll try a through ball, and Mutombo plays it smartly and gets it out of danger. But here come the Cardinals again now on the near side. Ait Haju trying to turn the corner on Mutombo. He's got a step on him. Still working. Gets past one, and then Gunther saw an opportunity and takes it, and then quickly straight arms this one to the near side for Monette. Monette with speed and space. Comes to the right. Now he'll work back into the middle, trying to feed Hagelin, who was unmarked on the far side, and that's going to be a foul, and the Huskies will have a free kick about 35 yards from the net.
Monette with a good run, and then he just steps in and go. Brumson gives him a little hip check. Down on the ground.
Fall there for Monette, but he seems to be okay, and it'll be Monette and Schrader both back, looking to take this one. Ramirez near side post on from our angle, lining up his front side wall. Now he works to the center. Schroeder steps over it. Monette puts a charge in, it goes, and sails it high and I think a little wide as well. He was going for the top far corner.
As a senior, Ramirez has absolutely had a lot of action.
He is, and you know, really only none of the saves that he's had to make or the goals that he's allowed have been on you know, iffy saves. It's been bouncing balls inside the box, things that any keeper is going to struggle with.
Yeah,
Monette.
He's made some initial saves too that just rebounds end up falling to the wrong spot.
Okoye quickly will turn, and instead he'll drop it. Hagelin says, that's in my range. I'll
anything inside the 30 is my range.
It's such a unique skill. I mean, I've watched a lot of soccer here, and there's not many guys that I see that have this skill to create that kind of offense with the throw-in on the regular, especially from this distance. Near side, Monette creating space. Now he's going to try and work it around. He'll come back the other side. Now he's marked by two bodies. Worku jumped in and
another conversation.
And we might now, Monette might be subject to a card based on this conversation. Ait Haju with the defense. He got help from Omar Worku. And we see the replay here.
I didn't see anything was malicious.
Worked through the back, but there's no extension of the arm or arms that typically would net some sort of card. And you know, this head official has been pretty lenient, making sure that, but I think this might just be a conversation on what he saw. And we've seen this already a couple of times. This official here has gone and have conversations. I think, you know, you get into the section playoffs, you want to make sure that that players stay eligible. You don't want to start racking up those cards and getting in a position where players have to sit out in playoff games.
Well, at least you can give them fair warning.
Gunther boots it high, and then Fogarty puts another charge into it, and offside is the call.
Coach Lynch not happy about that call at all, and I'd have to agree with him. The ball was struck, and it was in the air before. Let's see. At that point, it looks like he's offsides, but
the ball was
in the air already.
In the air prior to that. You can see by Hansen's eyes. Kish from about 30 yards out.
I would trust Gunther any day from 30 yards out.
Hooks that one towards the 6-yard box, but Gunther drives this one beyond midfield. Goldbranson will send it with his head back towards Fogarty. Anderson is able to outduel Hansen on the far side. Quick throw in for Okoye. Good footwork there from Hansen to stop that one dead, and it springs Schroeder on the other side. Schroeder's going to send this for Monette. Monette puts his brakes on, and too high. About 3 feet too high as that one cleared the crossbar on the uprights.
Monette really has a good sense of how to get away from trouble. And boy, I tell you what, if he would have just taken like one more step, I think he would have had on that left foot, he would have had a better angle on that.
Goldbranson fights to get that ball back. Okoye steps in front of that pass. Good slide tackle by Goldbranson, takes out Okoye. Schrader plays through the middle. Being pressured there by Werku. Mutamba one touch ahead for Johnson. Now it's coming the other way. Werku will push through the middle, and a good recovery there by Grant Johnson. Getting back in position and taking away any potential for a through ball by Werku. Goldbranson pushes near side for Aithaju. Brown tries to play through. Instead, it's going to work into the corner. Aithaju centers, and nobody in front of Christian Gunther. Smothers that one, falling into the catch. Not taking any chances is Christian Gunther. Big right-footed drop kick.
Huskies right now, like, you know, they're continuing to keep pressure on. They haven't gotten into a defensive shell at all.
Fogarty ahead for Weiss, trying to one-touch for Hansen. Hansen with a couple of good touches there, and he comes away with it. Hagelin now going to try and work around Jackson Young, still working. Young comes away with the better of it that time. And he'll turn the corner. Fogarty for Grant Johnson. Hasn't come off his foot. Good feed up through the middle. Finds a Kossip. Left-footed redirect goes into the breadbasket of Gunther, and a Kossip favoring that left side.
What is going on with this?
Aithaju moves back near side. Mustafa Bojang gives for Goldbranson. Far side up ahead. Here comes Jarju. Jarju marked well by Okoye. Collison Okoye will.
Gives up a corner kick.
This will be a corner kick. Just a mistake of a touch there by Okoye. Down low. Approaching the halfway mark here of the second half. Just over 21 minutes remain. Corner lifted up through the dirty area and then bounces around And Gunther quickly gets it out ahead for Monette. Monette's got a lot of space. Works past midfield. Now he gets marked by 2. Wide open. Hagley's trying to spring, and a good recovery there by A.J. Sav. Subs will come in. It'll be Stocky and Mensa. Stocky's going to come in for Hansen, and it'll be Mensa for Grant Johnson. Haglin will be ready to throw in.
A little confusion on I think where Monette was going to go with that pass, because Haglin moved outside and then cut back inside.
Haglin throws that one for Monette, centers to the middle, and Keegan Anderson boots that one high for Akasip near midfield. Puts the brakes on a little bit now and gives up for Connor Young, the younger brother of Jackson. Touch near side for Nick Brown. Nicholas loses it to Kish, but a good step, and foul is called.
Yeah, Kish just cut inside and got cut underneath with his legs. You can see right there, just a little bit of a reach.
So just 51 yards away, it'll be Sav. Left-footed kick. This is going right on target. And
like a center fielder, he was right there just waiting.
Just a can of corn.
Yeah, a can of corn.
It's weird that you said center field because I was going there.
Were you really?
I was.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
Great
he actually
minds.
kind of, looked like Teddy Heller out there.
He kind of did.
Just waiting. Camped. There's an opportunity. One touch ahead for Haglin. Haglin has Monette to his right. And a goal! Grady Monette! Give me the backflip, son! And he pulls it off. The Huskies go up with a 5-1 lead. You said if the Cardinals had any opportunity to get back in it, they had to score next. It took a lot longer than anticipated, but it's the Huskies that score next. Monette's second of the night. What a touch here by Haglin. His third assist tonight.
And unselfish. Monette just by himself, all alone, able to just put that one in. That one of the easier goals he's had this year. See right there, beautiful. Good finish on not only the goal, but the backflip as well.
The goal for Monette, a team high 9th. And Haglin on the assist now has 7, which momentarily he had 6, which tied him for the team lead. Schrader and Monette both have 6 assists. And now he has a team high 7. Another takeaway right up in that dangerous area. Unfortunate clearing attempt goes off of a body, and good work there by Aithaju to work his way back. Aithaju will throw in here in front of the Huskies bench. Gives for Gulbranson. And another takeaway for the Huskies inside Cardinals territory. Zayden Mensah. Gives for Weiss. Now Schrader on the near side being pressured from the back. And is able to get that one away, but not on target. Clear, far side of the field. Fogarty will get there first. And he'll turn it all the way back into Gunther. Gunther comes near side for Mutamba. Mutamba takes some open space. Works for Jarson on the near side. Jarson works it up the sideline, and that one bends out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Cardinals.
Well, the energy from the Cardinals has kind of left the stadium. See if they can get it back and at least see if we can make a goal or a game of this. Easy for me to say.
What a touch there on the goal for Haglin. Mensah was also chasing there, and good play on the far side.
Souvenir. And a cramp.
And
And Monette have a quick stoppage. Obviously some pain.
I think that's Ait Haju, sophomore defender.
So Monette can do it all. Couple of goals, good defender, good distributor, backflip, and he can be one of the trainers.
Hey, Dylan, shut up.
You know, I will say, you know, it doesn't matter the sport, if it's soccer, if it's football, you know, anything like that. For whatever reason, when a guy cramps up like that, it's human nature. Just be like, here, let me help you out. Because everybody knows that feeling and knows how terrible it is when that calf locks up.
And you can't do anything about it, and somebody has to help you.
Yeah, you just somebody please push on my toe. And immediately you just it doesn't matter what color jersey you're wearing. You're going to try and help that person. Easy throw in there by Hagelin. Utamba being pressured on the near side, gives off for Monette. Monette goes for a centering opportunity. Kish deflects. Monette again. And takes the easy release valve pass back to Mutamba. Goes across. And now we see the Huskies kind of falling into that shell. But here's a nice through ball on the far side. Opportunity for Stocky. Stocky puts the brakes on, and it'll be a corner kick. With that clear.
Well, there was a bracket of defense of Cardinals around Stocky. He stopped, tried to get a through ball, couldn't do it.
And Monette just showing off here, just showing off some of those ball skills. Stocky, Monette, both standing there.
Oh, yellow card goes to Kish. He'll come off, and there will be a yellow card to Schrader. Both 10s get a yellow card. And Kish continues to bounce at Schrader.
Immediately to the bench. Coach Lynch letting him know, hey, that's
unacceptable.
We got to try to avoid that, especially with a 5-1 lead. And our chances of moving on, very good. Stocky bails out. It'll be just Monette on the set piece. Corner kick, left foot coming. Line drive through and headed out of there. Stocky puts a drive into it. That's deflected. Still on Stocky's foot. Gets caroms over to Monette. Again, another opportunity. Turning, trying to get there as Mensa and Ramirez. Little water bug through there. Squirts through and picks that one up. Gets it out of trouble quickly.
Well, Mensa looking for his second goal. That was he had the body on him. Ramirez with a good aggressive play to get the save.
Another throw in for the Huskies. Hagelin will scoot over to take care of it. Backs up all the way into lane 2 this time.
A bit farther.
Plant and a throw. Go Branson again, climbs, goes up high to get that one out of there with his forehead. Good run there by Keegan Anderson, but it's Hagelin. No shock, that has a little bit more gas in the tank. Hansen with the takeaway. And he'll just kick it out as his teammate was down. Looks like Mensa.
Yeah, Mensa took a pretty good hit on that side. Another cramp on the far
Mensa's
side on one of the Cardinals.
Cramping and
a couple of new Huskies coming in. Thackeray and Lodges.
And I think we're going to get a new keeper. Grayson Sheik will come in as well, and that'll end the night for Christian Gunther. Off the throw in. Weiss, then Mutamba. Thackeray quickly finding his way into the action. And Cardinals will get a throw in off of the last touch by Thackeray. Weiss being pressured, but he's got Mutamba there to clean that up, send it back inside the Cardinals zone. As the Cardinals season enters its twilight, 13:30 remaining on the clock.
That's good alliteration.
Branson works through the middle. Now to the outside, getting around Fogarty, comes back in, then Sheik knocks it down and scoops it up. Drop kick played right at midfield. Branson gets around Stocky and then trying to send it ahead. It's going to be Mutamba. Gets there first. Another clear, that's Maverick DeRung. Near side, Cardinals have it for Austin Hacker. He works through the middle, trying to just create a little bit of work with some spacing. And Thackeray gets pushed in the back. It's a foul against Hacker, and it'll be a free kick. This would typically be Gunther area, but Mutamba will get a chance to show off his range. Easy header at about the 18.
Just a sophomore gets a chance to do some work down by the 18.
Melvin Logus. Ethan Weiss drives through, and that'll be an offside. That's an easy one.
Yeah, he was just 3 yards beyond any defender.
Good job there by Sheik, crashing over into that far portion of the 18 box.
Huskies have been fortunate. The last 2 goalkeepers that they've had have been all state level. And Sheik looks like he's going to step into the reins pretty well.
Very confident. Already you can see here with his decision making. Jackson Young drives this one deep into Huskies territory. A couple of bounces inside the 8. Jarju tried to feed on the backside for Kish. Instead it comes all the way out. Hacker has it on his foot. Too far outside the reach of Gulbranson, trying to spring Logus. And now Hagelin. He's going to put the pressure on Ramirez. Ramirez will drive this one all the way out beyond midfield. Jarson to Thackeray to Hansen before Sav redirects. Back and forth in the midfield, and the Cardinals are finally going to try and put a rush in, and that's going to be...
And it'll be a card.
A foul and a card. And a cramp.
Card and a cramp. See right there, Ethan Weiss just takes him out. apologizes.
And Weiss will come off. Grant Johnson will go back on. Free kick's going to be at about 38 yards outside the numbers. That sun goes down, and we've lost about 15, 20 degrees in temperature.
Yes, we have.
Free kick right into the cradled arms of Grayson Sheik, who's got 2 quick saves here, as he's only been in for about 4 minutes.
I think I've seen him. He's been part of, I think this will be his 5th game that he's been part of so far this season.
And that's one thing that head coach Andy Lynch is aware of, is getting that experience. Even if it, the outcome of the game is already determined, he's still seeing varsity speed. He's still seeing varsity talent in front of him. And, that's one thing that this Coon Rapids team has, is they have talent. And they have some athletes, and they're young. So, these are going to be a team that they start to gel a little bit more. They could be a contender here as soon as next year in this section. As you've mentioned, at the top of the broadcast, it's a compacted section where really 1 through 7, it's not a surprise if a team beats one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Blackberry, first-year head coach, and you can really tell the enthusiasm. That will be a card right there. And boy, the Huskies need to watch out right now. They need to stay away. I know there's one thing to defend your goalkeeper, but don't lose it on.
Yeah, that's a red for Kish. That's his 2nd yellow, and we'll see if they're going to give one to Fogarty for.
That was just a frustration move by Kish. I mean, it was, and
And here's the thing about that I don't love about the red card system in soccer is that, if this being the last competition for Kish for the year, if he doesn't play another sport, he now has to sit out the first game next year.
Yeah.
And the penalties are so vastly different from that of other sports, whereas in hockey, you get a penalty, you just go to the box.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You get a penalty in football, and even if it's a 15-yarder or something much more egregious than that, your coach is probably going to pull you out. But you've got to have 2 unsportsmanlike conducts in football, and in that I get it. It's a frustration play, but that is a play within the game of soccer.
It is, and I think the one thing that I think the referee is looking at is, hey, listen, the scores out. Hopefully nobody start trying to settle any scores this late in the game, especially with I think we've seen some and you can see right there Kish is giving some opinions to the referee that could potentially harm him some more. So
and so that's a piece that makes those yellow cards as they add up.
You got to police yourself. I mean,
you have to completely change how you play potentially.
Yep.
And the penalties don't always add up. If he ends up being, I don't know if Mr. Kish is a multi-sport athlete or not, but regardless, if he plays a winter sport, he's out of the next competition.
Yeah. Yep. And now, hopefully, they're going to keep Fogarty on the bench along with Schrader. Both have yellow cards.
Long free kick by Sheik is played at midfield. Now turning the other way. Here come the Cardinals, and racing back to get that one is Maverick DeRung. 8 minutes to go here in this second half. Sub coming in for the Cardinals, it's Kevin Larson again. We got to see him early on, that first corner kick.
Yeah.
Seems like it was a day and a half ago. But that first corner kick, something that you rarely see. Jose Ramirez had earrings in, and he had to come off for illegal equipment. And so Kevin Larson puts on the baby blue sweatshirt and from his teammate and went in there for one play.
Not there very long, about 20 seconds before the ball went out of bounds and able to get the Jose Ramirez back in. I think he gets credit for being a goalkeeper, though, for that couple minutes.
Absolutely. Not too often in high school soccer you get to mark 4 different keepers on the pitch for the course of a game.
Yeah.
Sov puts a boot into that. Good play there by Nicholas Brown. Brown couldn't corral. It was Worku that hustled on the backside, and he'll give it another chance. That one's Jackson Young. Hansen working through traffic. Giving off far side for Jarson, and it'll be DeRung. Jarson back for DeRung. Hansen, good one touch. Maybe not true one touches. Now it's a through ball on the far side. Stocky going to try and win that race, but Jackson Young will dish off for Ramirez, who will send it out of play. I think we're going to get a wave of subs here for the Huskies. 4 guys warming up, 4 guys entering towards. We've got Bryce Bushard, Antoine Ziegler, Carson Gore,
Carson Gore,
and Bona Youssef.
Antoine Ziegler.
Well, the Huskies will have one more home game, at least one more home game as a second seed.
And 37,
with 5.5 minutes left. Be good to see. I've not been able to get any scores yet. Just checked the hub and on X. Nothing as of yet.
See, I still call it Twitter. I probably always will. And that might make me old. But I refuse.
Well, I do too, but there are some people who just don't know what Twitter is anymore. That game will be here 5 o'clock on the 10th.
Really good play there by Thackeray on the near side. Just creating that touch and getting Coon Rapids to have last touch before it goes out of bounds. Grayson Sheik will give off. That's DeRung on the far side. Passed out. And Gobranson deflects it out. It'll be DeRung quickly sending it back in with the throw in. Mensa, and trying to get a little bit of help was Bushard.
It's just difficult for Coon Rapids right now. You're down a player, you're down 4 goals.
Cleared out by Jarson. Under 4 to play here.
Landon Wolf coming in, along with Blake
Sov. Younger brother of AJ.
Oh, no.
He'll replace Jackson Young. And also coming off for the Cardinals is Omar Worku.
Well, Worku, that freshman, along with Bojang, and you look at Drew Howard, the sophomore goalkeeper who will be back. There is Adam Kish, another sophomore. There's some good young talent on this, like you had mentioned earlier, on this Cardinals team.
Turning the corner is Jarju, and a great play right outside the 18 for the Huskies on defense. Mensa loses it. Gobranson's going to feed on the outside, working in, and outside the post. Shot attempt got past Sheik, but it was off the mark, and it'll be a goal kick for the Huskies.
Well, Sheik did a nice job there. He rushed he knew the angle was there. He comes out, and he's coming out hard, and just able to minimize the angle on the shot, made the shot go wide.
Driven ahead from Mensah. Jarson will go to the far side, now working, I believe that's DeRung. As the sun goes down, it gets harder to see those numbers on the far side of the field.
Maybe it's just drilled.
Well, there's that too.
That's what happens when you hit 40, Pete. Sorry to tell you.
I know. Throw in for the Cardinals. Approach the 2-minute mark. Go Branson still out there trying to work through some traffic, and a good takeaway by Stocky. Thackeray drives that one through the middle. Bouchard putting on some pressure, and finally it's dished back for Ramirez, who quickly pushes off for Sauv in the 18. Good move by Sauv.
Oh, look at these.
Bouchard,
young kids.
Turning, firing, and a save by Ramirez. What a punch. Goes up and punches that one up over the crossbar. We'll have a corner kick for the Huskies.
Bouchard takes his shot right at the 18. Good save. Wow. What a save by Ramirez.
That is, and you know, that's an excellent save and excellent work by our camera crew right here the we're about the 18 or 28-yard mark. Had that one lined up all the way. Still working back inside the box. Shot from a shallow angle. Misses everything. We're under a minute to go. It's a goal kick for the Cardinals.
Or was that Matamba? That was Matamba.
Yeah, Matamba down low. And they're going to call it, this is a throw-in, as that one crossed all the way through.
The defensive team does not get a chance to get up that far up on offense, so got to let them have it.
Pushed forward. As you mentioned, we're going to see the Huskies will await the winner of Forest Lake Duluth East. Forest Lake is the 3 seed. And as we begin the countdown at under 10, Huskies will improve to a season record of 8-3-3. 5 goals scored here tonight. And the Huskies will advance. The Coon Rapids Cardinals will end their season here with a loss in the opening round of the Section 7 3A tournament. Jim, an offensive output in that first period, 1 goal in the second second half. Puts this one away. Huskies a big 5-1 victory.
Good win. Not unlike the first time these two met. The only difference was they were able to put it in the back of the net instead of the metal that surrounded the net. Broadcast schedule coming up. Hey, on Thursday, Osseo versus Anoka. That should be a good one. As we're getting close to the Pumpkin Bowl, which will be on the 16th. But we've got girls swimming coming up as swim and dive at Anoka. That will be the first time, I believe, the QCTV has covered swim and dive. That should be excellent. And then, of course, the Pumpkin Bowl and the Grande Day Parade, or the Grand Day Parade.
Grand Day Parade.
Yep. So that's coming up as we start celebrating Halloween. And there's that scary moon. Coming up next will be the Huskies girls against the Rangers.
And we'll be on that call.
Yes, we will.
So just stay with us here on QCTV Sports. In just about 10 minutes, we're going to start getting underway as the girls are getting ready to warm up. Huskies boys will advance to the section semifinals by a score of 5-1. Thanks for joining us on QCTV Sports. For Pete Anderson, Jim Childs, everybody in the truck. We're not done yet. Just stick with us. And we've got girls soccer action coming right up.